music as you practice. You can always bring your phone in and an earbud and then have music as you practice if you'd like, for the time being anyway. All right, so come to your seated posture. A seated posture that feels good, and welcome everyone out there. And begin to lengthen through the spine, allowing the shoulders to melt down the back. And as you practice today, just make sure you honor your body and what's going on. If you have any new or old injuries, anything that's flaring up, just listen to your body and what you need. Notice the sit bones as you root down to your mat. You begin to find length through your spine. And your shoulders melt down the back and the jaw softens. And perhaps the breath begins to deepen. Good. And take a moment to notice, how do you feel today? How does the body feel? How about the mind? What's going on today? Any emotions popping up? Just noticing, there's no right or wrong, just becoming aware. With each moment that passes by, maybe you're still in that awareness of the body and the breath and the mind. Or maybe you'd like to become a little more distant from that. Taking a step back, becoming the silent observer to what's going on for you. Or maybe going to that complete quiet space in your mind. Or maybe it's outside of your mind. Noticing the shoulders begin to relax a little bit more. The jaw softens a bit more, and the breath deepens. Taking a few more moments here. And turning awareness back into your breath. Noticing the sensations of the breath. Inhale to exhale. Perhaps the eyes stay closed, or perhaps you slowly blink open the eye. And if you'd like to take a moment to stretch and let the legs move around for a moment and then recross, opposite leg as your lead leg, feel free. And when you're ready, finding your seated posture, if you're sitting in Sukhasana or maybe Hero's Pose or whatever pose feels good right now in the legs and the hips. Finding length through the spine and the shoulders melt down the back. The jaw softens again. Pull the chin back. So you're going to press the chin back and then lower the chin to the chest. Brief pause. Keeping that chin tucked in, you begin to rise, articulating the neck bone by bone, and then releasing the chin to the ceiling. As the chin comes down, tuck the chin back in, roll the neck down, roll the head down, and come back up. We'll do this 2 more times. Keep the shoulders melting down away from the ears, lowering down, and rise. One last full motion all the way down to the chest and all the way back up Lastly, bringing the head, neck back to neutral. Extend your right arm out directly from your shoulder. Right ear goes to the right shoulder when your wrist is extended. Flex the wrist, so pull those fingers back and take the left ear to the left shoulder. And extend the wrist, right, flex the wrist, left. And just back and forth, tick-tock the head and the wrist, back and forth. One more time, get that full extension and flexion, and then bring your head to neutral, lower the arm down. Pull the chin back, roll the chin to the chest, draw the chin back in and up. Next, neutral. Left arm extends, so the fingers and the wrist extended, left ear, left shoulder. As you flex, right, left, extend, flex, right, and just tick-tock back and forth. Moving with your breath, sitting up nice and tall. And we'll do one more, getting your extension and your flexion in, bringing the head to neutral and lowering the hand down. Tuck the chin back, lower the chin to the chest, and lift the chin all the way to the ceiling, and bring the chin to neutral. Good, arms float up as you inhale. Hinge forward as you exhale to find compassionate fold. Stay rooted through the sit bones, finding length through the spine. Left hand lifts up to the ceiling. Gaze at that hand if it feels okay on the neck, and lower the hand down. We'll switch sides. Right hand lifts to the ceiling, lower down. Walk the hands over to the left side. Twist and fold, extending out through that left knee. Let your right sit bone be heavy. Front hand floats to the back, raised diagonal. Open up the heart. You're twisting at the rib cage. Lower back down. Now walk the hands over to the right side. Twist and fold. Left sit bone gently rooting down into the mat. And the left arm rises to that diagonal. Twisting at the rib cage. Lower back down. Walk the hands center, pause there. Maybe you spider walk the hands out a bit further to find compassionate fold. Rooting down through the sit bones, draw the belly in and float the arms up. So you lift the hands, unhinge, coming all the way to full extension. Try not to shrug the shoulders. You have a comfortable position with the shoulders. They're moving upward, but not real tight. One more breath. Now your left hand comes down to the mat as the right hand comes over the top. Cartwheel to the opposite side. Right hand down, left hand lifted. And both arms rise. Intertwine your fingers at the top, palms up. Pressing through the palms, begin to tuck the chin, lower the hands down, round through the spine a bit, and a little tuck to the tailbone. When the hands are down to the bottom, to the mat, bring the arms back up. Stacking the spine, lifting the head, lifting the arms. 2 more times. Lowering down. And you can move faster or slower than me, and lifting back up. Last time. And rise. the top, release the hands, and twist the body to your left side. So you're just sitting up nice and tall, using your core, belly's pulling in, try to relax those arms and shoulders. Now hands come down for support and to deepen the twist. Perhaps you want to hold on to the knee, or maybe keep your hand, that right hand, in front. You decide. Just finding compassionate edge as you twist. Sitting up nice and tall, crown of the head directly above the sit bones or in between the sit bones. And arms float up. Inhale, twist to the opposite side, using the core. Hold here, hands stay lifted. Getting some ab work in. And hands float down to aid in deepening the twist. You can always look back, following the left, that's the right shoulder, but you can also keep head in a more neutral position. Arms float up, inhale, come back to center, and clear the sky. Just release those hands down. Good. Take note of your lead leg and extend your legs straight down the mat. Take a moment, rotate the ankles, any direction you'd like. You can be separate or together. And switch direction. Good. Pause. Flex the ankles, sit up nice and tall. Arms float up, arch the back at the top. Trying to keep the back arched, come forward. Then begin to round the spine, walk or drag the hands back to the hips. Stack the spine. As the head floats up, the arms float up. And we'll do that again. Arch, hinge forward. Round, bringing the body back up. The head floats up, arms float up. Last full motion, all the way down and all the way up. When you come back to the top, arch the back. Keeping the back arched as much as you can, find compassionate fold. Hands touch down. Soften your jaw again. Relax the shoulders. And unhinge. Extend the ankles. Walk the hands back behind, wide. Squeeze shoulder blades, lift up through the heart. Coming up and over a big ball. Feeling, if you actually had a ball, feeling the support all along the spine to the back of the head. One more breath, really extend those toes down toward the mat. Exhale, on your exhale, release. Open up the legs wide to a V position. And it doesn't matter, it can be really wide if you're feeling ready for that, or anywhere to just a little bit wider than hips width. Sitting up tall, find your compassionate fold, and then see if you can arch the back in that position. So keeping the heart lifted versus rounding and tucking the heart down. Extend your arms out as far as they'll go, and left hand lifts to that diagonal in the back. Lower back down. Switch sides. Right hand lifts. Lower back down. Walk the hands to the left, extending over or in line with that left leg. Front hand now opens up to the diagonal again. Reach and extend. Lower back down. Mindfully walk the hands to the opposite side. Find a twist and a fold, and your front hand opens to the diagonal. Lower back down. Bring the hands to center. Find compassionate edge, and maybe it's shifted, and arch the back again, sitting up nice and tall, bringing the chest forward. One more deep full breath here, and inhale, and exhale, and as you inhale, rise. Bring the feet together, knees apart, bound angle. And just whatever's comfortable for you, hips to heel distance. It could be in nice and tight or out far. And holding on wherever you feel that you can keep your arms relaxed, so maybe that's up higher on the shins. Sit up nice and tall. And we'll go into a cow position in bound angle or bound angle A. So the chest and chin come forward, tailbone extended outward. Tuck the tailbone, moving into cat position, taking the heart to the back of the room, tuck chin into the chest. Now these two poses with breath. As you inhale, bound angle A or seated cow. As you exhale, bound angle C or seated cat. And moving now with your breath, and inhale forward. Exhale back. 2 more breath cycles. Excellent, good. Last time. Bound angle B, stacking the spine, sitting up nice and tall. Send your shoulders down the back. Good. And relax the pose and bring the legs back to your original seated position, but your opposite leg as your front leg. Or maybe if this leg bothers you to be in the front, go back to that same position. Sitting up tall, take a moment to notice. How does the body feel? Where are you at in the mind? How about the breath? Has it become more natural now to just take those deep breaths? No judgment, you're just noticing. Allow the jaw to soften again, and the shoulder blades to melt down the back as the spine lengthens all the way from the tailbone up the spine, up the back of the neck, through the crown of the head. On your next inhale, arms rise. Taking a deep breath, sweeping the arms up. Anjali Mudra, prayer pose at heart center. If you'd like to take a moment to set an intention for your practice, a positive and present tense statement, perhaps I am, fill in the blank, or I have, fill in the blank. Breathe that thought in with each breath. And perhaps as you exhale, releasing any doubt, knowing that this intention, the statement you have, is true. And uniting our breath as you inhale, arms float up. Inhale. Hinge forward as you exhale. Find compassionate edge. Pause there. Right arm reaches up, floating those fingers to the ceiling. Lower down. Switch sides. And it's a twist at the waist again. The arms just or the shoulder rather, is just coming along for the ride. And lower down. Walk the hands to the right side, twist and fold. Front hand opens up to the back diagonal, lifting, maybe following the hand with your gaze. Lower down. Mindfully walk the hands to the left side. Energy moves forward, out in front of the knee, and front arm opens up to the diagonal. Lower back down and walk hands to center. Perhaps new compassionate edge now. Draw the belly up and in Begin to hover the hands and unhinge, lifting the arms all the way up. Good. Right hand comes down to the side, left hand over the top for side bend. Cartwheel over to the opposite side. Coming back to center, both arms lifted. Again, relax your shoulders. Using your core, twist to the right. We won't hold as long this time. Hands come down to aid and deepen the twist, keeping the crown of the head directly in the center of the sit bones. Arms float up. Inhale, twist to the opposite side. Hold. Arms float down, aid, support. Lift up through crown of the head. On your inhale, arms float to center. And clear the sky. Exhale. Good. Extend your legs straight down the mat. Rotate ankles. Sitting up nice and tall. Notice if you're kind of rounding through the back and see if you can tilt the sit bones and switch direction. Finding that neutral position, extend through the ankles. Really press the toes down. Arms float up, arch the back. Hinge forward, round through the back. Keep pointing those toes, extending through the ankles. Arms will float up when the head floats up. Arch the back. This is the exhale. Rise as you inhale. Exhale. And last full breath cycle of movement. Rising. This next time that you fold, keeping the ankles extended, so you arch the back all the way down, and when you feel like that back wants to round, you stop and the hands come down. And you can hold on to the feet, you can hold on to the ankles, down on the mat somewhere. Just extend forward through the heart. Begin to rise, hands go back wide, flex the ankles now, the hands are wide back behind, lift up and over the ball, feeling that pretend support from back of the head to tailbone, bringing the breath up past the collarbone. Nice, full, deep breaths. On your next exhalation, release out of the pose. Good. Bring the legs wide for wide leg forward fold. Walk the hands out, compassionate edge. Once you feel like you found the compassionate edge, see if you can arch the back. You'll notice that the legs kind of activate, and even if it's just right here, arching the back, you're going to feel the stretch. Find your compassionate edge. Extend the arms out as far as they'll go, and right hand floats to the diagonal. Extend across the heart through the fingers. Lower down, switch sides. Lower down. Walk the hands to the right, twist and fold. We'll hold this a little bit longer than we did last time. The heart is extending toward the toes, or the crown of the head extending. Just avoid the rounded back with the tucked tailbone. Opening to the diagonal again, that front hand lifts. Follow with your gaze if that feels good. And lower down. Mindfully walk to the left side. We'll hold that. So finding your twist and fold. Energy moves forward. Relax through the shoulders. And tune back into your breath. On an inhalation, the front hand lifts. On your inhalation, open up. As you exhale, lower back down. Walk the hands center, finding your center folded position, arch the back. So maybe that means you walk the hands in a little bit. Building back strength today as well as flexibility. Unhinge, walking the hands all the way in. Maybe assist the knees up as you bring the feet together, knees apart. Seated cow and cat, shifting chin and chest forward and chin and chest, heart back. Moving with breath, and inhale forward and exhale back. Nice, good breath. Inhale, or when you're ready, don't have to be on my breath. Exhale. Last time, and then we're going to add that nice stacked spine. Right here, bound angle B. From bound angle B, bound angle A, or cow position. Sorry, cow position. Bound angle B, unhinge again. Cat, round. Bound angle B, stack. Chin and chest forward. Stack, B, good, and C. Stack. Sitting up nice and tall, hold here. And bring the knees up and around, coming onto all fours. However you'd like to get there, onto all fours. Take a moment, do some more cat-cow position here. It'll feel a little bit different than the seated position. So you might need to press the hips back, feel a little bit of a stretch in the low back. Or maybe it feels better to hold the poses in cow or in cat, or press over to the side of the body. We'll get a nice good side stretch here in a moment. So whatever movement you need. Avoid holding the breath. Soften your jaw again. And do one more cycle of breath, just depending on where you're at. Maybe it's a cycle and a half. And come to neutral. Round into cat, tuck tailbone, zip up the core. Walk your hands to the left side of your mat, turning as far to the left side as you can. If you'd like a deeper stretch, make sure you keep the chin tucked. You can also extend your right hand further out, and you can press the hips to the right a little bit more. Experiment. See where you need to adjust your body to find the best stretch. As you inhale, begin to soften the pose and walk the hands back to center. Wrists are shoulder width apart. Cow position, lift tailbone, lower belly, lift crown of the head, and press the chest away from the mat. Hold here. If you'd like to add a little more strength, you press down into the shins, press down into the hands a little bit more. Soften, finding neutral. And round into cat, tucking the chin, keep the chin tucked in, walk the hands to the right side of the mat. Always have the option now. This time it's the left hand that extends out further, and you can press the hips over to the left side for your deeper stretch if needed, or just adjust your body to find that nice stretch at the left side back body. As you inhale, soften the pose and walk the hands back to center. Wrists shoulder distance apart. Cow position. Can add the strength component by pressing into the shins. Nice, easy breaths here. On your next inhale, find a neutral position. Slide the hands forward and come into plank pose or knee plank. So you'll have to just decide how far forward you take the hands. In plank position, or full plank position. You want the shoulders slightly over the wrists, slightly forward. From there, fold your body in half for downward facing dog. Spreading your fingers wide, pressing into the pointer fingers and the thumb side of the hands just a little bit more. Hug the arm bones toward the ears. Zip up your core. Tilt the tailbone up toward the ceiling. Keeping the right leg straightish, bend the left knee, stretching into the right calf muscles just a little bit more. Switch sides. Good. Both heels now. Press down. The heels do not have to touch the mat. It's just the motion of pressing down. Begin to pedal the feet. Right foot steps toward the center of the mat. As many steps as you'd like. Hands meet, coming to the shins, or if you're using blocks, or down on the mat. Standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Fold. Adding on. Flat back, Utkatasana, chair. Lower the seat, lift the heart. Arms can rise as well, or you can come into goal pose, or hands on the hips, or prayer. You decide what feels best on your shoulders. Fold forward. Adding on again. Flat back. Chair, Utkatasana. Now in chair, soften the pressure on the toes, but press into the balls of the feet and the heels. Adding on rise, press down into the toes. Dive down, forward fold. Excellent breath. Flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Utkatasana, chair. Soften the toes. Rise, press into the toes. Now palms face forward, squeeze into the glutes. Reach up to the ceiling a little bit more and come up and over the gigantic beach ball for a back bend. Inhale, stack. Swan dive down. Exhale. Flat back, inhale. Chair pose, exhale. Soften the toes. Rise, inhale. Press into the toes, palms forward, up and over the beach ball. And rise. That should be an exhale, but I'm not sure. One more time, so dive down. Flat back, inhale. Chair, exhale. Rise, inhale. Back bend, exhale. Okay, so this should be an inhale. And inhale, rise. Clear the sky, Tadasana. Just take a moment here in mountain pose. Rooting down through both feet. Now as your right foot lifts, still imagine that you have both feet down, securing your body to the mat. So begin to lift the right foot, opening up to find your version of tree. Does not have to be high, it can be low. You can use your toes as support by taking that big toe down to the mat and hugging the heel in toward the leg. And arms now, whatever you would like to help you balance. Find your drishti point, that's something out in front of you. Make sure it's not down. If you're looking down, your body kind of wants to move that way. Excellent. And we'll step down, meeting in Tadasana. Make sure ankles are underneath your hip sockets. Root down, feel what it feels like to be completely stable. And when you're ready, the left leg lifts. Opening up to your tree position. Remember, you got both feet. Really, both feet that are there on the ground. Oh, nice. help you balance. Finding the drishti point. Excellent. So we're not going to hold as long, but we'll add this to our flow. Make sure you're up nice and tall and step back down. Good, I'm going to turn back around here. So finding mountain pose. Arms float up, inhale. And we'll dive down, exhale. So we'll add tree pose, Vriksasana, to this flow. Flat back. Ardha Uttanasana. Utkatasana, chair pose. Rise, palms face forward, back bend. Rise, clear the sky, Tadasana. Whatever you want with the arms. Right foot lifts, Vriksasana. It can be low, it can be high. Step down, Tadasana. Arms float up. Dive down, Uttanasana. Now we'll do left side. Flat back, chair, rise, clear the sky. Oh no, back bend, sorry, back bend. You guys probably knew what you were doing there. Rise. Now clear the sky, Tadasana. Left leg lifts, Vriksasana. Step down, Tadasana. We'll do that one more time, each side. So here we go. Tadasana, arms float up, forward fold, Uttanasana. Flat back. Excellent breath, chair. Rise, this time I'll remember, back bend. Rise, clear the sky, Tadasana, mountain pose. And right leg lifts, tree pose, Vriksasana. Excellent. Step down, Tadasana. Good. Arms float up. Dive down. Flat back. Chair. Rise. Back bend. Rise. Clear the sky, mountain pose. Left leg, Vriksasana, tree pose. Excellent. Step down, Tadasana. Arms float up. Dive down and pause here. Fantastic. Bend the knees. Roll up the spine, articulating the spine bone by bone. Meeting in mountain pose. So the toes will stay facing the same direction. Right leg steps forward, coming into crescent pose. Left leg steps back. So the right knee is bent. Your left knee is slightly bent. It doesn't have to be locked out. And kind of bend to help support the body. And arms float up. So we're going to add a little bit of a flow here. Arms can be wide if that's more comfortable on your shoulders. Bring the arms into goal post. Lift your front heel, balance on the toes. Straighten your front leg, keep balancing on the toes. Arms rise. Now we'll come out of that posture just opposite. Arms, bend knee, lower heel. Lift heel, straighten knee, arms rise. Good. Arms, knee, heel. One more time. Heel, knee, arms, arms, knee, heel. Pause here. Lift the arms up and bring a little bit of a back bend into crescent pose. Squeeze into the glutes. Soften your pose, come back to neutral, and step to the center of your mat. Tadasana. I'm going to turn so I can watch you guys in the mirror. This time, left foot slides forward, right foot steps back, a slight bend to the back knee, hips are facing forward as well. Arms float up. Goalpost arms. Lift the front heel. Straighten the front leg. Arms rise. Good. Release the arms. Knee bends. Lower the heel. Lift the heel. Straighten the leg. Arms rise. Arms, knee, heel. Excellent. Heel, knee, arms. One more time. So we're going to finish this one. So arms, knee, heel. Now full cycle here. Lift the heel. Straighten the knee. Nice. Arms rise. And lower the arms. Bend the knee. Lower the heel. Staying in this position with the legs. Arms rise. Little bit of a back bend. Palms face back. I think I forgot to say that last time. Squeeze into the glutes. And arms come forward. Soften, clear the sky, and step to the center of the mat. I hope I did the same amount on each side. I tried, but I forget. Tadasana. Float the arms up. Inhale. Dive down. Lead with the heart. Forward fold. Uttanasana. Bend the knees. Articulate the spine as you roll back up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Okay. Right foot will step forward. Left foot now 45 degrees as you step back for warrior one. And here, your front heel and your back heel should kind of be lined up. Pressing into the feet and outward. So as if your mat is a little bit wrinkled and you're going to press it straight out with your feet. Hips are kind of turning to the diagonal. Arms float up. Warrior one. Back leg is straight, front leg is bent. So now I'm going to mess you all up and we're going to switch that. You're going to start leaning, no, you bend lift the back heel, bend the back knee, straighten the front leg, sweep the arms down. Arms rise, shift forward, bend front knee, straighten back leg, lower heel. So heel lifts, bend back knee, straighten front leg, lower arms down. So you kind of have that opposite position. Make sure your back knee is bent. Shift the arms up. Shift your weight forward, bend front knee, straighten back leg, lower the heel. One more time. Lift heel, bend back knee, straighten front leg, arms sweep down. Arms float up. Bend front knee, shift forward as you straighten that back leg and knee touches down. Pause here, lengthen up through sides of the body. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Soften and step to the center of the mat. Tadasana. Take a moment, root down through the feet again. Soften the jaw. Feel the balance, how you are here with your heels or your ankles directly underneath your hips. And we got this as we open the feet wider. Step your left foot forward, still feeling that I'm secure to the earth, and right foot slides back at a 45-degree angle. And without tweaking your back knee, you're not forcing the hips forward, you're kind of at a diagonal. Back leg straight, front knee bent, arms float up. Find your drishti point. Start with the back heel. Lift the heel, bend the back knee. Straighten the front leg, arms float down. Good. Arms rise. Front knee bends, back knee straightens, lower heel. Lift heel, bend knee, straighten knee, arms down. Arms rise, bend front knee, straighten back knee, lower heel. Lift heel, bend knee, straighten knee, arms down. Lift, arms, front knee, back knee, heel. Let's do one more time. Lift heel, Bend knee, straighten knee, arms down. Arms up, front knee, back knee, heel. Lengthen up in Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. You want to feel your right leg very active. Belly pulling in, front of the rib cage pulling in. One more breath. And soften, step to the center of your mat. Tadasana, mountain pose. As you root down through the feet, feel lightness in the body, and the crown of the head floating toward the ceiling, toward the sky. Arms float up, inhale. We have one more, Warrior 2, dive down, lead with the heart. Here at the bottom, bend the knees, articulate the spine, taking your time, stacking bone by bone. Tadasana at the top. Feeling that stable base, and you'll take that feeling with you as we widen the base. Right foot steps forward, left foot steps back 90 degrees. So now front heel and back arch are lined up. And this time you want to wrinkle your mat in the middle by pressing your feet down and pulling the legs together. Not that that is really going to happen with your mat, but it's that idea. Arms out to the side. So you want to feel your inner thighs engaged. That pulling in will help you feel that. All right, here we go. Front heel lifts. Straighten front leg. Arms, cartwheel to the back. So your front arm lifts. Good. Make sure you're up on the toes of your front foot and your leg is straight. Bring the arms back to T position. Bend the knee. The heel is still lifted. Lower the heel. Lift heel, straighten leg, arms, cartwheel. Arms, T, bend front knee, lower heel. Nice. Lift, straighten, arms. Arms, knee, heel. One last time. Heel, knee, arms. Keep the belly pulling in. Arms, knee, heel. Soften and step. We should have held that after, but that's okay. Coming into mountain pose. Taking the strong, stable base with you, left foot steps forward, right foot 90 degrees. Draw the energy inward to activate the inner thighs. Lift your front heel, straighten your front leg, and cartwheel arms back. Front heel stays lifted. Now bring the arms back to T. Bend front knee, lower heel. Heel, knee, arms. Arms, T, knee bends, lower heel. Good. Heel, knee, arms. Keep pulling the belly in. Arms, knee, heel. One more time. Heel, knee, arms, arms, knee. Nice. Heel. We'll pause here just for a moment. Feel that strong Virabhadrasana 2. And soften, step to the center of the mat. Shake out the arms. Whoo, I'm sweating. That was good. Pause. Tadasana. Arms float up, inhale. Lead with the heart, dive down, exhale. Hands touch down, bend the knees as needed, and walk your hands forward and step the feet back for downward facing dog. Press into the thumb side of the hand, thumb and pointer finger side a little bit more. Arms hug toward the ears. Zip up core, lift sit bones, lengthening the backs of your legs. Heels are pressing down, but not forced down to the mat. lower down to the knees. Shift your weight around and come down onto the sit bones. And we'll do one more wide leg forward fold. So open up and hopefully feel a little bit of difference. Walk your hands out to compassionate edge. Maybe it has shifted. And then arch your back. So the idea of arching your back is bringing the hip bones forward, the top of the hips. So in forward fold, we want to avoid this position and start freeing up the hips, bringing the hips forward. And then you can arch the back. So you might be right here in your forward fold. Beautiful. Soften your shoulders. Soften your jaw. And slowly coming out of the pose. Excellent. Walk those hands in. Assist legs as needed. Make sure you have plenty of room back behind you and lower down onto your mat. Coming into tuck knees into the chest or happy baby, whatever you prefer. Take a moment of stillness though and stretch through the spine. So you want to lengthen through the tailbone, the sit bones, lengthen through the crown of the head, relax your shoulders. And this can be in either happy baby or just tucking both legs into the chest. Now to add movement, let the tailbone curl back up. And maybe you rock from side to side or straighten the leg as you move. If the heels are tucked in, it might feel good to move in circles. And if you're making circles, switch direction. Don't forget your breath. And one more breath cycle, an inhale and an exhale, and on the inhale, bring the feet back down to the mat, hips width apart. Making sure your shoulders are square and your hips are square. Extend the left leg, Extend your left leg straight down the mat. Tuck your right knee into the chest. Keeping your left hand, so the arm is crossing the body, your left hand stays on your shin, and your right hand comes down to the mat. It can be out in that half T position, or the hand can be closer to the body in a low upside down V. We're going to go back and forth now. Draw your right knee over the body and come back onto the back. And then over the body and onto the back. The goal is to keep both shoulder blades on the mat. So just as far over, right before that shoulder blade lifts. And if the shoulder blades keep lifting, or at least the one does, arm definitely needs to be close to the body in your upside down V, that low V position. Next time the knee crosses the body, pause there. Options, top foot can touch down on the straight leg, it can touch down in front of the straight leg, it can hover, or you can straighten your top leg and reach out a little further. Mindfully roll back onto the back, tucking the leg into the chest again. Tuck chin into the chest, lift the head. Bringing the forehead toward the knee, release back down. And we'll switch legs. Right leg extends, shake that leg out any way you need it, and we'll meet with the left leg tucked into the chest. Pausing here for a moment. So the arm that crosses the body, the right hand stays on the shin. Left hand opens up to T or low V. Cross the body, roll back onto the back. And you can adjust your right hand to a comfortable position to do this. So maybe it's on the knee or the thigh, or maybe you keep it on the shin. You're just rolling across the body. Each time, maybe you're getting a little deeper into the twist. This time, as you cross the body, find your hold, your twist. Noting you want the left shoulder blade to be rooting down. And if it's not, and you need to adjust the arm a little closer to the body, go right ahead. Where do you want your foot? Is it touching the surface? Is it hovering? Is it extended and touching? Soften your jaw. Mindfully roll back onto the back, adjusting to find square hips and square shoulders, and moving into Shavasana. But if there's a pose you would like to do before Shavasana, take a minute, stretch out. Maybe you want to go back into Happy Baby or tuck the knees into the chest. And as you find Shavasana, notice those points that touch down on a surface. And just melt into those points. The jaw softens. The eyes melt back into the sockets. Allowing your body to completely let go. Allowing the mind to find stillness or non-attachment. Completely surrender to this moment. Let go. Begin to bring awareness into your breath. Begin to deepen the breath. And perhaps as you sigh at an exhalation, or you will at an exhalation, but as you exhale, perhaps add a sigh. Begin to bring awareness into your body. take a moment, slowly rising to seated. And as you find your seated posture, just notice, how do you feel? Physically, emotionally, mentally? And we'll unite our breath with an inhale, arms float up, bringing the palms to Anjali Mudra, pausing at heart center. We close our practice with sharing the greeting of Namaste. And the short version of Namaste, it means I recognize your soul. You recognize my soul. We recognize that we are more than just these flesh costumes. There's much more to us than physical. So I want to thank you for being here and trusting me to guide you, both here physically and here cyberspacely. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much. Have a fantastic Saturday and a Memorial Day weekend. And I think we still have classes here on Monday, so you can get your yoga in.
Thank you.
Bye.